Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Chronicon. My name is Wilfred, and in today's video I'd like to just casually play the game, talk a little bit about the build because I would like to reset my power and to just reassign the points. I know some of you have been following me from the Marvel Hero state, and thank you for staying on and supporting me. So you know me, I like to figure things out. I like to look into the skills and notes and figure out what works for me, what doesn't. Fortunately for this game, it's rather inexpensive, or it's almost free to respec. So I'm going to do that. Then after that, I will try to up the difficulties level a notch. I do not know how that will turn out. Probably will not turn out well because you need to gear a little bit before it can be effective at the difficulty level, and usually the initial part, like an hour or two, is a lot of struggle, a lot of death, and trying to get the right gear. But I think I may be ready for the higher difficulties. We'll see. And as you can see, there are some dancing blades around me. If you play Warcraft, Death Knight has the dancing rune blade kind of thing, so it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Death Knight. But she's not a Death Knight, she's a Templar, so she's supposed to be the good one. Anyhow, and the just take a look at, I think so. Which gear has the one that give me the funny things? Like, okay, so this is the one, the Tomb of Vengeance. Is the one that summoned 3 permanent dancing blades. That's why I have these sort of things here. I've got quite a nice kind of gear after the video. After I've made the video, I think upgraded some items, like maybe weapon as well as this tomb. So and also this one as well. Anything close to 30 odd, like 35, this is the good one as well. So I've managed to get quite a number of good upgrade after the last video, and it kind of inspired me to take it one notch further. But in order to do that, I would like to reset my skill, and to do that is rather straightforward. You just talk to this guy here to buy a potion. Now I have not done it before, so I think that's how it works. There's something called the reset my skill points, and then reset my mastery points. This only costs 75 crystal, and I've got close to 1 million, so it is really that cheap, almost like free kind of thing. So I'm going to do it. Interestingly, yeah, okay. So now I've reset my skill tree, and let's take a look at it again. Unfortunately, I cannot move it to here like some of the other games, so I'd have to read it over there. Now, I'm not going to go through all the options. I think one of you from YouTube, my friend, 16-bit Switch, asked me, or 8-bit Street, sorry, wrong name, asked me, am I the type that like to explore builds or just stick with the thing that works for me? I think when I choose build, it should suit my play style. So I like builds that are smooth and not too complex to play, effective, a well balance of DPS and survivability. And usually that's my kind of like rule book when I look for a build that I want to use. So there are many options. Like you can do Vengeance, whereby it's more physical kind of thing. I can do like Lightning. I think this power is more like maybe tapping onto Lightning kind of part of the Paladin or Templar. You can do like Conviction, which is on fire. So there are quite a few fire damage that I presume along the path as well. Or you can do like Redemption, which is holy. I enjoy Diablo 3 Paladin a lot. And I like the Hammerdim build, as well as the Falling Sword, as well as whatever. I mean, so it kind of triggered a memory when I play Chronicon with the Redemption build. So I'm going to stay with Redemption. The good thing about Redemption is that I have a health on hit, as well as a bonus on the holy damage. So the more I invest here, the better outcome I have for the holy damage. So you haven't seen the beginning of it, so this is really to let you understand at the beginning what it looks like when it comes to skill tree. And it's very interesting because, for example, you cannot unlock all these things until you have certain number of points invested into this redemption tree. So in a way, you cannot just ignore the note, at the front and put all the heavy pawns behind. So you have to invest a certain set of pawns from the beginning, mid to the end, which is kind of good because that becomes a trade-off. You see a plus here will give you different kind of like power options. So for example, I could either blessed by the goddess of life, instantly heal for 15% of my of the maximum health, or can say that heal herself and all friends within certain meter for 6% of the maximum health per second for 4 seconds. So you can see that this is like 15%, and this is like 6% over 4 seconds. So it's a healing over time. If you like to play a little bit of like healing over time HOT, then possibly this is quite a good options, because I'm just looking at it right now. This one will be less. How should I say? It's more like you can work this into your rotation. You don't have to wait until your health depleted by half of it, then you use it. You can actually work this like healing over time into your rotation, which could be good as well, because there are some power that does damage as you're healing yourself, and you can transform that instead of like instant damage, you become a damage over time. So it is interesting. The third one is that the Templar are purified by the goddess of life, removing all harmful effect and healing them for 8%. So this is 8% plus remove harmful effect. I suspect at a higher level, higher difficulties, when there are more like negative conditions, purify would probably be the way to go, because I haven't really seen any potion to remove any negative condition. So if I can't heal enough, I can always use a health potion, but I cannot say for the harmful effect. But I think for the sake of just this video and next stage, until I find situation whereby I need to purify myself. Wow, that sounds like a Metallica song, Purify Me, or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, so I'll just take the blessing. All right, so I choose blessing as my. I heal, big heal. I like big heal. Second one that I can pick is that either smite. So smite is to bless the sword, and strike for holy damage to all foe in a small area. And of course, at the maximum rank, you'll get more holy damage. But the only thing I find about smite is that sometimes you don't really get to hit the targets. You do a lot of AoE, you walk a lot, sometimes you kite a bit here and there, but you don't really do smite that much. So it's something that I will probably just use it for my sword to have the holy damage, because I do have holy damage modifier as well, because as I have more and more points onto this redemption tree, my holy damage get increased anyway. So this has a scale up in a sense. Another option, of course, is a holy bolt. Holy bolt is the I think it's more a ranged build. So if you like holy redemption Templar, but you don't like the melee, you can do range. So this is a range build. So I think in a good old I'm just looking at this. It's kind of interesting, because in the good old Marvel Heroes days, the melee power is always stronger than a ranged power for obvious reason, because you are not up front. You don't need to walk the closer distance. You don't need to face all the damage up front there as well. So it's kind of realistic. Think about it. It's a good design. So I'm picking up smite. Now, next bit is that in order to reach this level, in order to reach this level, I need to put in at least 4 points to unlock. So what are the rest? Is it worth taking? Potion effectiveness, so that when I drink a potion, I get more from it, be it as mana or health. But I found that so far, maybe the difficulty level is not that high. I don't really use potion that much. I think 1 point is actually quite sufficient. If I have spare point, I may want to put in there. Next one is a resolve. Is the pickup distance. It's also the radius of it. So it's all right. But the good thing about the resolve is that it will open up the faith reach. That will give me the percentage reach. That means that I can increase the radius around me, around Templar. So it's definitely something that I would like to further to the max 10% for this one. So 4 points. So I would say I would need this one. I need this one, and I need this one, blessing. So I need one more pawn, and I will say that because I think I'll heal myself quite often, so I'll take one more here. So now that becomes a next tier. Now next tier, what do I have? First of all, I can have the when casting blessing, foes within certain meter of target have a chance to become stunned for 1.5 seconds. The only thing is that the only thing useful about this is that if you use a lot of healing to yourself, which I actually don't that much, it will be, this on itself is not that interesting because it's just a stun. It's the next one that is kind of pay off because when you heal yourself, you also deal damage to the opponent, to all the foes affected by the blinding light. So it will be interesting from there onwards, but it's not something that I probably want to do it now. Another option is that I pick something here. So either I do a holy hammer, which throw a hammer that does damage to all the foes within certain meter, or I can do a holy blade that I throw a great blade that deal holy damage to all foes in a straight line. So it's either around me or a straight line, or a hammer spiral outwards around her, hitting all foes that come across her. So, okay, so this is all foe within 2.2 meter, and this one is the a great spiral. Yeah. So in the end, I think if you are doing a range build, this one makes sense because you are always a bit far away and just go straight. Because if you are doing range build, this one won't make sense. This is more for melee. I find that this is kind of nice as well. So I'll stick with the Hammer Storm. In fact, I was thinking about this one as well. It's kind of like interesting because this one does 200%, but it's 2.2 meter only. So this one has a more like a spiral thing, I think. So I'm going to pick this guy. This one is a reach I talk about. So now in order to go to the next tier, I need 9 points. So I need to spend another 5 points to it. No problem, because I think this is nice. I will have this one. And this one definitely I would like to max that out because that is the I want to have maximum reach, right? So now I have third one. I need one more. I think I need one more before I can open up the other one. So I'll go for a heal because as I said before, heal is important. So now it opened up the next tier. Is either a prayer. So when I put it into my hotbar, I'll increase my effect duration for 8 seconds. And then you can use it to reduce the cooldown reduction. It's actually quite nice because for Templar, there's quite a number of cooldown here and there. Next one is the hymn, and the basically pick up distance increase. And the third one is the plea, which I've used in my video before, which is to give me extra health on hit as well as the mana on hit. So it's a good thing to return mana actually. So that is one option, but I think so far I may not want to pick this up because there are only 6 slots on the hotbar. 4 on the hotbar, left button, mouse, right button. So I can't open up everything because I will need to assign, like for example, this one would be the left button. This is going to be the right button. And I have other things in mind that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that I need to do. So it's there's some trade-off happening here. What is the next one? Hammerstorm has a chance to cast twice in succession. Again, I mean it is like a direct buff of this guy. The only thing I am not that keen is that it's by chance. So it's not that often you can hit that many times anyway because the cooldown is about like 4 seconds. So in order to profit from it, you probably need quite half a minute or so to just wait for the prop to come. So not that fantastic note. Next one is nice. Chance to hit to create a barrier to absorb all damage up to a certain % of my health. lasts a certain number of seconds. But because I use Tomb as well, I show you the Tomb has a dancing blade, that percentage become another extra 10%. So at maximum rank, the percentage of chance to proc is not that high. It's only 15%, extra 2%. The good thing about is the amount of health that you can absorb. But that is still not the one. The one that's really good is this guy here, because when my barrier is active, I actually have the reduction on the all assist as well. I mean, it'll increase all resist to reduce the magical damage against the Templar. So this one definitely I would put like 3 points to it. There's no doubt about it. So, but in order to open up the next one again, I need 14 points. So I need to put 2 more points somewhere to make it worthwhile for the next level, and none of them I'm really keen to put in. So I think in view of that, I would like to put things like the Hammer Storm, because I use it quite a fair bit, so I put it there, 3 of them. Alright, so now that opened up the next tier. So next tier is the, well, I can't use any of this guy, so let's pick a slot here. That is the Divine Storm. Divine Storm is I can conjure a blurry of blaze, shooting outwards in a random direction, cutting through any foe stuck. So this is like a random direction, 165 kind of like percentage of holy damage. Or I can have the Divine Salvo, which is the holy sword that plunge from the heaven, on the where I am. So it's less random, more precise, and it's higher damage as well. No, it's lesser damage. Lesser damage. Yeah. So that's one option. The last one is that Divine Blade, which is 1 sword come down to hit one target hit the target within 3.5 meter. So that, yeah, I mean that I think there's a certain amount of like calculation happening here, and also depending on, I'm still observing this one, because when there are 5 swords that come down, I can't really tell how many swords hit the boss, because the boss are quite big, the hitbox is quite big. I suspect more than 1 sword will hit, because you will profit when it's more than one sword that hit the same target, because they are quite close together. Otherwise, this one would win. Of course, you think about it, it's 255% to all the target within the area versus like the sword itself. So I thought the sword is more a good kind of like in between a lot of mobs versus the bosses. So I'm going to pick this guy up, and then if I put in points in here, I can reduce the mana cost of the Divine Salvo as well. So that is kind of interesting, because there's sword power. Wow, I didn't know. Okay, so this sword power. This is sword power, and this is not a sword power. So I could actually use this guy to buff my sword power as well, and that's interesting, because I have to decide. Okay, let me just decide what else to do here, right? So the next one is that I could create a Holy Knight. Powerful Holy Knight shine upon the area, causing all foe trapped in it to emit Holy Bolt, each dealing certain amount of damage to a random nearby foe. I'm okay with it. Just the randomness part of it that I don't really like, in the sense, because I think it's for trash mob it's quite nice. But for bosses, not quite sure how the randomness work. But this one is a little bit more certain, I think. Because this one is that it does damage to the target within the area, but however, if it doesn't really have that many targets, it will concentrate and make it increase the damage. So I thought this is quite nice. And the last one is that you have you create an area whereby if a mob is staying in the area, you'll deal more damage. And I never like the kind of gameplay, because bosses tend to walk around quite a fair bit. So you cast it, so what, they walk away and you can't deal damage there. So I think I'll just stay with the Open Heaven like before. So Open Heaven is is not a sword power, by the way. And the last one is the ultimate, by the way. The ultimate is either you become an avatar of life, reducing the base cooldown of all utility and aura by 25%, granting all holy skill a chance to cast blessing, healing touch, or purify at the maximum rank when used. So this is avatar of life, health on hit, and whatever lasts certain amount. It's a 20-second with a 60-second cooldown. It's the ultimate. If you play Marvel Heroes, you know what ultimate is. Then you have Ascension, granting all holy skill a 25% increase in base damage, 25% reduce in base cooldown, and also health on hit and mana on hit, and so on and so forth. I thought Ascension is quite good because I'm not sure 20% of power base base reduction in base cooldown. Does it affect Ascension, the power itself? So it's something that I'm testing right now. Last one is the Divine Intervention. So is to rescue yourself and the allies, instantly healing everyone to full health. If you play Paladin in World of Warcraft, I think this one is kind of like intuitive. Just that in Paladin, in World of Warcraft, you actually have to sacrifice yourself while doing Divine Intervention. But I'll pick the Ascension instead. So now, with that said, there aren't really a lot of sword skill because I'm not picking anyone here anyway. It's none of them are sword anyway. So I'm not entirely sure or convinced that this one would, because this one will buff the smites, and I don't really rely on smites to do a lot. So I don't think this two will be fly. If I can sustain the mana requirement, then I will sustain it. We'll see how they go. Last option is Expulsion. Expulsion is one of my favorites because when all the holy skill have a chance to hit and release a holy nova, dealing damage to all the foes within 2.2 meter, which is like around the Paladin or Templar. So it's fantastic because this build I'm using all about holy skill, heal or do damage. So I would actually invest on this one and the salvo as well. So 1, 2. Now how much do I need to open up the next one? Require 19 points, so I need to spend another 3 points. So I heavily invest on this one. Okay, and then after that I would say between this, I think salvo is nice, so I'm going to do a salvo. Next tier, again, these two are out of my reach because I haven't really opened up anything that is leading to there, so that's fine. Hallow is receive any form of healing, cause a Hallow bolt to spawn, seeking out a random foe within 11 meter, dealing damage equals to 1.5%, 1.5 times of the heal. That's holy damage. So any form of healing, that is a very interesting kind of thought because I do have health on hit. Is it healing? Probably it's not healing. I think healing is more like the actual healing itself, like blessing. And it's just 1 point. So I don't think we need to think too hard on this one. Just do it. Now in order to open the next one, I need 24 points. So I need 4 more points to go. So I've actually more or less maxed out all the things that I want to do. Right? I can't do more than one here, and none of this I can use. So it's basically I'm forced or encouraged to put 3 more points somewhere, 4 more points somewhere. So I think I'll just max this guy. Okay. It's max. I just want to be a little bit careful what I can max, what I cannot. So I think this is cool. I max this guy. So my Divine Salvo is as max rank. That's very encouraging. I could actually do the... it's either I up this one a bit, or I can have a chance to spawn another one. But I think I'll stick to my principle that this is kind of probably not quite worth it for now. So I'll go for this one. So open up the next tier. Again, this is not my option, which is the increase my mana on hit. Actually, looking back, I haven't retested if I don't have all this mana return, what will happen. I probably have to think about that in due course. Alright. Exorcium. Foes stuck by expulsion have a chance to become stunned. So like I say, chance is never my cup of tea, but I think the last one is the it's like 30% of thorns is added to expulsion, but you no longer deal thorn damage. So I haven't really studied what thorn damage is, but it's one of those things that I probably have to think about when I have time to study that a little bit. But forbearance is that my barrier also increase all resistance, so that is no brainer. So that is one. I think the only thing that I probably will just like 1 point to this guy, because I may need to pick this one, and anyway I need to put in some points somewhere as well, is to maybe I have to watch on my mana a little bit, because now looking back I don't really have a lot of like mana regen kind of thing, so I may need to go invocation 30% of it. I don't think is a bad deal, because it will open up the next one here, which I don't know. I don't really fancy this one, but I don't mind reducing the cost of mana just a little bit, 1 point. This one is that I have I think one chance is good enough. 5% chance is 5% chance is not really that much, because it's like a 40% chance to spawn, and then within the 40% is 5%. So what is the overall, right? It's not a lot. It's just like 5% of the 40% chance that it will happen. But I'm just looking at the end goal here. This one is there. Another one is this one is health on hit. This is beautiful. And of course there is the I think I managed to open up this guy already, huh? 29 point is it? So I will go for the open heaven, which is fantastic. So this one is the ultimate. It's 5 ranks to it, and it can consecrate and do healing as well. And when I do healing, I can do more damage. So yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's still a fair way to go. Health on hits +4. I mean, 1 point +4. Is it worth it or not? It's hard to say, but I think maybe it's kind of a worthy kind of business. So this ultimate, this is like, oh man, this is like a lot of thinking behind it. But I mean, this guy is once, I think, yeah, 15 seconds. No, this is not ultimate. The ultimate is this one here. My apologies. This is the ultimate. So so this is the one that is very good, I think. Yeah, this is this one that is very good. I'll just go for this one here. 1 point, man. Should I get it or should I not? Sometimes so hard to think. I think I'll just get it. And this is the ultimate, so Ascension. So now with that said, I'm kind of like all sorted. Just need to make sure that I've assigned the power, and and I would say heal is going to be 1, and 2 is going to be the Salvo, all right, and 3 is going to be the ultimate, and the 4 is going to be the open heaven. All right, so that is my build. From a mastery point of view, yeah, you thought it's over. Not yet, guys. Stay on. I have 14 points to spend, up to here. So it's either I can increase the power of expulsion. Okay. So from the beginning, I have on hit. I have increased the damage of my smite, which is my left hand button. I increased the expulsion. Then increase the damage of Holy Hammer. I think I'll do that. And the next one is that Hallowed, Divine Blade, and stuff like that. So I can continue doing it. So I think in the interest of because it's so cheap to reset my mastery anymore, so why hoard it anyway? So I'm just going to uniformly increase all of this, because I think except this one, or I just do yeah. So I do this a lot. I think this is worth it. So I think between these two, yeah, I think between these two kind of worth it. Now, with that said, I'm done, and I'm going to try my luck and see whether I can play a higher difficulty or not. So to do that, single player, load hero here, difficulties is veterans. Okay, next one. It's a lesser, minus to all resist, but I get much better chance to find good items, a 40% increase in the experience. So I'm going to try heroic. I'm not sure how it turns out. It may not look good on TV, but at least I give it a shot. I'm not going to do legendary today. I think I probably need to gear up a little bit using this tier to do that. Alright, so I'm going to enter world. Wish me luck. My quest is to cleanse the temple. So I really can't remember what I need to do. I thought I did this one, but anyway, I can't remember where I've gone to actually. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is a boss time. Woohoo! Whoa, this girl moved quite a lot. It's tough. Woo. Right, so I've done it. Heroic. Oh man. Well, it's not easy actually. It was quite scary. My heart is beating rather fast. I didn't know that it's a boss time. I thought I could just do some trash mob for you guys. But I'm kind of happy that there was some excitement there. I think my face just now must be cringing. My apologies. Sometimes when I play, I get a little bit intense. So this one is well, unfortunately, it's not really better than the one I have not for this guy, and this one is not really. So well, it's just not one of those items that I could really use. But I think this one it just take away too much of the. Well, unfortunately, the stuff here is not that fantastic. And there's another tomb here as well, which is not for me, Warlock. So, well, it's not really anything here that I could really showcase to you. But, wow, I've got a new vendor. Excellent, you have successfully walked in the steps of the hero of old, lived their trials and prevailed. You are on your way to becoming a true champion. Soon after Madela's defeat, the curse began to lift from the temple, and it was soon restored in its former glory. The cursed amulet, however, was never found. Please rest and speak to me again about your next trial when you are ready. So, so that is the next trial. But let me just rest. I think in Chronicon means that you go and deal with your inventory, which I'm doing right now. Have already seen none of them really work for me. I don't know. Sometimes I feel whether I should keep some of these items for my other tunes or not. But it's rather unfortunate that this is not really something I can use. I have to sell it off. Who is this girl? It's Enchanter. Hiya, I'm Chanti the Enchanter. Bring me your most precious equipment and I'll help you improve and customize it. So I guess, it's a wow. What in the world? Or we can re-roll, like for example, if I say, most precious, huh? So if I bring this guy in, what will happen? No, I can't. Anyway, I'll figure it out one day and show you guys. Let's see what the next bit is. Long ago, humanity was at war with the elves. There had been long been a distrust between us, but there was an agreement. The forest belonged to the elf and the field to the human. However, the elf were intimidated by our rapid expansion and they fear for their sacred forest. Suddenly, they took action against us. They started summoning storms to destroy our villages and ruin our crops. They called on the wild animals to kill our cattle and those who stayed too far from the villages. And as such, the people decided to fight back. An army was rallied, and so on and so forth. So I have to go to the front line. Let me just, what is the front line? I think what it means is that just use some of this portal and, yay! Let's see what it is, alright? First time seeing it. Alright, so I'm not likely to do, okay, so that's fine. I think I'm just the story mode, by the way, for those who are what is this? Huh? My men are pinned down. The path ahead is riddled with archers. Get to the ranger outpost to the north and clear them out so that we can advance, move our soldier. So I just need to, okay, fine. Do I need to say yes, I'm doing it? Or, well, okay, so this is not Warcraft. You don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. So I use my ultimate. Whoa, this is pretty hectic. Yeah, I mean initially you'll find that a little bit hectic and it's not that effective, but that's normal. That's normal. Yeah. It's so fun. Well, first time doing it, so not quite sure what I'm expecting. Yep, so I got it. So definitely it's harder than the other difficulty. What is this, man? It's a turret. So funny. There are things here. Then most likely all these things are whoa. This is really no joke, man. Yeah, the only thing is that I do need to pay attention to hotbar quite a fair bit to see which one is what my cooldown is so far, which are a little bit unfortunate because I prefer games like Path of Exile type of game whereby I don't need to see the hotbar. But unfortunately, it's one of those things that you have to really pay attention to what's on the hotbar, so that you kind of hit the right thing, I guess, rather than. So that is the various kind of power that I've picked and used. So yeah, I mean definitely not that effective now because the gear is we are still trying to farm gear. Okay, so this is a turret. Okay, maybe I put the map there because I think it's easier to see it there, and you can see a little bit of the shrine as well. Yeah, this is heroic, so it's more hectic, I think. Wow, this is actually rather fun. I like the challenge and I like the yeah, hopefully the reward as well. The only thing is that with my dancing blade, it's kind of hard to see which one is my full, which is not, because I'm get confused with a lot of text there. I wish they could turn it off for me at least. That would be rather useful. What is this guy? Oh, that is a shrine. So I think different chapter the shrine looks a little bit different. Wow, this is like really a lot of mobs. I pop a mana potion, but I don't think I really need to. Whoa, there's bloodbath, and I think there should be some loot around as well. I don't know. Yep, so that's done. Some loot here and there though. There's I try not to miss my loot. It's a bit hard to see sometimes. Oh, all this can be destroyed as well. Interesting. I'm kind of like the humor of it, the turret. Okay, there's some chests here. Whoa! It's a lot of loot. I don't even know where to start, because the mobs are just everywhere. You know, you just keep going. So this is super fun. This is super crazy fun actually, because I've got the you know, the dancing blade as well. So let me just try to loot my stuff. All these are hard earned. Okay, so that's all. I can't really carry more. So I think, you know, you guys get a feel. This is heroic. I think it's doable because, you know, I did a boss just now. I think my build is rather strong. You know, as I'm playing, I also have some idea to fine-tune the build a little bit, because I think there are still some area that I feel, you know, could be improved, and I think I should to refine the point. But I think that will be later on when I unlock a little bit more, understand how the thorn how it works, because right now I'm just like guessing, you know, whether things are working or not working. But yeah, I guess that will probably come with experience later when I know what it is, you know, each one of them. So so far, nope, not really lucky in the loot, although it's supposed to give me better loot with these higher heroic kind of difficulties. This could potentially be useful, but then it lack of the affixes itself, so I'm just give it a pass. I'm not a shield user, and nope, none of them is really useful right now, so I'm just give it a pass so far. Yeah, so that's all I have. Yeah, so what will I do? I'll just go on and continue farming a little bit on this new kind of chapter 2, and try to get as much as I can in terms of the exploration part, like, you know, what I should do, mastery point, which one I should help myself with, kind of thing, you know. Maybe a bit of, like, you know, thinking about the 2 more points actually. 2 more points is kind of a big deal. I could, like, you know, do some of this, yeah, some of these things as well, and see which one will help me a little bit more. So thank you so much for watching. As always, any question you have, do feel free to drop me at the description below. This is Chronicon, still in early access, but I'm having tons of fun with it. See you next time. Goodbye.